This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the Boss Rush family of podcasts, head to bossrush.net or our Patreon at patreon.com/bossrushmedia. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan. Alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle racer himself, LeRon Dawkins.
What's poppin'?
I think I'm going to start calling you the muscle ally person. I don't know.
The muscle ally. Wait. I can't be. I can't be an ally if I'm part of the scene.
I meant because you're on your ROG ally all the time.
Oh, that. Oh.
Wow.
I was about to say, is someone going to thank me for my service or something? Like I was confused for a second there. I get it now. Oops.
I always leave a tip, LeRon.
Just a tip, though.
Thank you for your service.
Anyways, joining us as always as well is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
I feel awkward. Hi.
Don't feel awkward.
You're gone a week, and this is what happens. Look, we brought Andre in for an episode. You were gone. This is what happens. This is what happened. So
yeah. You got unfiltered us last week. For anyone that actually caught last week's episode.
Oh my god, last week was just all over the place. Speaking of all over the place, back from the mountains of Wisconsin. Are there mountains in Wisconsin? PK Power, Pat Klein.
Yes, we do have very small mountains, which most people refer to as hills. But yes, I have come back from a vision quest up in the North Woods.
A vision quest? What was your vision?
I didn't receive one, so it failed.
Did you see a bear that did a lot of cocaine?
No
Let's
bears,
hope not.
unfortunately. I did see a bald eagle, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
America.
And a dead fish. I saw a dead fish. Just
Bad
Did you cook
omen.
it? Did you cook it and eat it?
no.
Ew.
No.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do when you camp? You're supposed to
Not when you find it dead. You need to
wipe
find
your
it.
ass with poison ivy and
if it's already dead, you leave it the fuck alone.
dude, I don't know. We spent centuries perfecting the house. I'm not going outside. Okay.
I'm telling you, man. Like the best, like the number one thing humankind did was the air conditioner.
Air conditioner.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Air conditioner. Like just like the quote in like the anime Neon Genesis Evangelion is man's true triumph over Mother Nature.
That's true.
I think Mother Nature is mad at us right now, though.
Just
because,
a little.
I swear, like, man, the power bill. Whoo, God.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see everybody. I'm glad everybody's doing well.
Nice to see you too, Corey.
We're glad to be here.
Yeah. It's a Wednesday. It's been a busy day, to be honest with you. I'm like, like as soon as this episode's over, I'm gonna hit end, and I'm not even gonna make sure everybody's processed. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you.
I like this idea, Corey.
Well, I say I'm gonna go to bed, but I'm gonna probably take my Switch and play like an hour of Disney Dreamlight Valley while I watch YouTube.
If that helps you fall asleep,
It
good
doesn't.
for you.
It doesn't.
Okay,
Well,
then
if
don't
I
do
was
it.
about to say, like, it can't help you fall asleep. All that blue light, like, right there in your lap, it can't help you fall asleep.
I know. Plus, I've already decided I'm not playing Dreamlight Valley on the Switch for a while until they fix their terrible, terrible frame rate issues. It's like sub 20. Meanwhile, I'm playing on the Series X, and it's like 120 frames a second of goodness
Ugh.
with ray tracing. Delightful. Speaking of games, anybody playing anything interesting? Stephanie, you weren't here last week. You're going to go first.
Sure. I also have show and tell for
Ooh.
hopefully people that watch it. Anyway, I have not. Maybe it was a good thing I wasn't on last week because then it'll make it sound like I played something new, but I haven't. On my I almost said N64, and I'll explain why I said that. But on my Switch, I've been playing Pikmin 4.
Ooh.
I opened up the last and fourth area, but I haven't gone there yet because that's technically,
Sorry, you just called it the last area.
well, the last area, quote unquote.
There's 2 more areas.
But
2 more.
in the story sense, it's the last area, right?
Mm,
The
I wouldn't
house where you
really
find
call
the
that. I
captain.
wouldn't call that really a conclusion to the story.
Okay, well, I am playing Pikmin 4, and on the PS5, I am still playing Final Fantasy 16. Trying to blow through it so I can make it for the book club, but I'm missing out on a buttload of side quests, which I don't know, most of the side quests are like, hey, go talk to this person, or hey, go 300 yards and beat up these baddies. So I'm not really quite sure if I'll even go back for the side quests. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
I
I
go ahead.
understand. Those side quests get very repetitive. A lot of them feel like or a lot of them felt unnecessary. My recommendation is do the ones that have the plus sign for sure, because that always gets you something.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, yeah, then there's some side quests towards the end that are actually worth it. But honestly, you could probably skip a lot of that.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, thanks for helping out in the kitchen. Can you deliver these 3 meals to the people in this area? I'm like, really? That's my
Yep.
side quest. Um, I did experience in the last 2 weeks 2 amazing boss battles, and that was with Kupka, who has the Titan icon, and then most recently I fought Bahamut. And oh man, you're like freaking up in space and shit. Like it's like of all the games that I've played on the PS5 so far, this is the one where I'm like, yeah, these graphics looks like I'm playing a next gen game. It's beautiful, and I love those icon fights. Um, but the in between's okay. Like I know you have to pace the game, right? You can't always have massive boss. Well, that would be cool. I'm not going to complain, but I wouldn't
Not with
expect
that
it.
attitude.
But I remember going through this one period, this lull, and I'm sure Pat, you can speak to it. Is in between those two, you have to help this girl. I think her name is Mid.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to build a lab or whatever in the hideaway,
Yep.
and you literally have to go talk to this person, then pick someone to go with you, then go to an area, and then just do a thing like pick up something at a shop, and then go home. Like the
Mm-hmm.
way it was structured really was pissing me off.
That is what we call filler.
Mhm.
That is to extend the game because they didn't know what else to do
I know. And
without
then
putting
yeah,
cool, amazing action scenes together.
yeah, and the whole point of doing all this stupid stuff for Mid is because you're trying to convince her to go visit her father's grave, and she's like, I need to finish this task first." So your character's like, "I'll help you, so you could go see your father's grave." And then after you do all that bullshit for her, she's like, "Hey, I got one more thing. I'll BRB." And guess what? That little fucker just decided to run off, run away from her feelings or whatever. And then I just had to move on to the next mission. I'm like, that was the biggest waste of GD time ever. So I wasn't pleased by that. But all things considering, I'm still having a lot of fun. Like it's a Final Fantasy I know everyone says this, so it's cliche for me to say, but it's very Game of Thronesy in a Final Fantasy way. I do like that. I got completely lost in the lore, but I think when you talk to this historian in the hideaway, you can click on her and then you can actually look at your character Clive and like this relationship tree of like when he meets a character and like has a story behind it, which really helps because I still don't know what the hell. Well, I like have a 75% understanding of the story.
Mm-hmm. So, without spoiling the conclusion of the Bahamut fight, did
Mhm.
you feel that the character at the end got what they deserved? Or do you feel like more should have happened?
Before they returned to the hideaway, right? It was still in
Bef-
the end.
Yeah, when they're in the tower
Oh,
uh,
after the fight concluded,
after the fight. Yeah,
and they were oh,
and there was that one person.
yep.
Yeah,
No, no, I was not satisfied by that. I'm like,
me neither was I. That person deserved worse.
oh, that individual.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a Cersei or just
It's
really,
exactly a Cersei. I mean,
yeah.
what the hell?
I was so mad. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, let's go, and then I was like,
it's like
fell
that's it.
flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Took the easy way out, coward.
Hmm. But those fights, my gosh, when Titan bursts out of the ground and you just see like Ifriko like, okay, I guess we gotta fight this thing now.
Yeah, that this series always has a way of making things feel truly epic, a true epicness.
And I heard the Bahamut fight was actually made by the team that's doing Kingdom Hearts 4.
Really?
So
Yeah.
that might be something that we can expect in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I will eventually pick up Kingdom Hearts 4. And you know what? I'm not going to bother playing all the games up to it anyway because I'm not going to understand the story.
The story's not that hard to understand. Metal Gear is more confusing than Kingdom Hearts. Not
Okay.
that anybody knows what's going on in Metal Gear either, but
Yeah.
So yeah, so back to show and tell. So I hit up a retro game store. There's just not a lot in Massachusetts. I mean, not, and if they are, they're kind of far. So far, all the ones that I've been to have been like, okay. This one was like 40 minutes away. It's called Bowser's Basement. And man, best place so far. They have a really nice selection from NES, original Xbox, original PlayStation to PSP. Did I say that right? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
like a lot, like a really nice collection. A lot of collectibles, like anything from stuffies to like unique drinks and just like a bunch of variety. So I got so much Nintendo Power and like game guides and stuff. So I always wanted to get this. I got the
Nice.
Castlevania 64 cartridge.
The best Castlevania.
The best
Oh yeah,
Castlevania.
the one
I
with
got
sexy Dracula.
hmm I got it's definitely not in good condition, but the bottom line is that it works. I got Buck Bumble.
Mm.
I got a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time bar of soap.
What?
What is that supposed to smell like?
Well, see, I thought it would smell like freshly cut grass or something. And the guy's like, it's coconut. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't think, why coconut? There was a Donkey Kong 64. I'm like, that should have been the coconut.
Or banana.
Or banana, yeah. So they make,
Oh, banana.
no, they make soap with the image of the game for N64 and GBA and Game Boy
Now, are you gonna use that soap, or are you just gonna leave it on display?
display.
Oh, okay.
I got the original Turok manual. Quest 64 manual. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D manual.
Wait, does that Turok guide say 65 maps?
Yeah.
Why? There's not that many levels in that game.
Every level, every secret area, and every bonus level.
Hmm.
They sold it to me at cost, $11.99. How could I not? And I got the physical Turok from Limited Run, so I'm going to use this when I play it because heaven knows how difficult it's going to be playing an N64 game. And I've got, as you could tell, major nostalgia for the Nintendo 64. And it's kind of weird because I'm fully into it because that's my first console. It's the console I grew up with. But I also fully acknowledge it probably is like one of the worstly aged games ever. But it doesn't stop me from loving it. So, yeah. And it's downstairs now. I already hung it up, but they were selling like 4 framed posters for $80. So I got like posters for my game room with Conker's Bad Fur Day, Ocarina of Time, one of Samus, and then Mario 3, Super Mario 3. So
Okay.
got a lot of cool shit there.
Nice.
So yeah, that's sorry, I took up a lot of time.
You reminded me that I need to stop by our retro game store. It's literally I could walk there from my house, and I just never go. Oh.
Dude, I had like this stack high of like Nintendo Power and Prima guides, and I was like making my son like help me pick because if I didn't, I would have spent like several $100s at that store.
I have some N64 guides. If you want some of them, Stephanie, you can have some of them. I don't
Okay.
know which ones are left, but like the ones I wanted to keep, I put in these little like the plastic protective
Mhm,
sleeves and put them
mhm,
with my uh the games that I have in complete inbox.
mhm.
But the rest are just kind of sitting over here. Some of them are really used and really destroyed, but some
That's
of them are
fine,
not.
yeah. All right, I'll reach out to you, see what you have left. I'm happy to take them off your hands.
Pat, you also
Yes.
weren't here last week.
No, I wasn't.
Tell me what you did.
I played a lot of video games between those 2 weeks.
Mm.
But just to make it go a little shorter, let's focus first on the ones that I beat. Game number 26 of 40 was Master Detective Archives Rain Code. Let me tell you, that game takes a major twist at Case 5 and just like the genre almost completely changes. But overall, I love that game. Like, it was a lot of fun. Uh, very good. You know, like I said, twists were going on. I want a sequel. I need more mysteries in my life.
That's the I always want to say that's the Danganronpa team, but I feel like that's wrong.
No, you're correct.
Is it?
It is a
Okay.
Danganronpa style game. Um,
Oh, the other game is Metaphor because that's the Persona team.
yeah, that's
Or
Persona
and
Metaphor.
yeah, I always get those two confused.
Yep,
Not this time, sucker. Ha!
you did it, Corey. You got one right.
I know. One in a row.
hmm So I highly recommend it. I absolutely love this game, and I need more. When I was camping, I decided I needed to complete this game, my next game, my game 27 of 40, because technically I beat it like a couple months ago, but I said I wasn't going to count it until I beat the additional epilogue that they added. Because it's Nintendo, you can't just port a game without adding a little something to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or can you? I don't know. Hi, Skyward Sword.
Depends on the game.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
they added normal controls to Skyward Sword. That's what they
okay.
added,
True.
sort of.
Yeah, but I finally decided, broke down and played Kirby's Dreamland, Return to Dreamland,
Mm.
and I finished off the Megalores epilogue quest, and I'm done with the game now.
Oh,
Nice,
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't have to go back to that for a while.
nice.
I don't really quite understand the reason why they did the Megalores epilogue. He controls very different from Kirby. Like there were a lot of controls I wasn't quite into with his character. But then at the end of it, he has like this most amazing boss fight, and it's like, what the hell?
Hmm.
You know, you have like a mediocre game, but then you have this incredible boss fight at the end. So it left me confused. Because then I also remember, why did they choose Megalore as the character to do this for? It's very random.
It's kind
But
of
that
random.
was done. Yep. All right, so the games I've been actually focusing on now, I decided to bust out my or open up my Final Fantasy Pixel remasters,
Mm.
and I'm playing the one single player Final Fantasy game I have not beaten yet.
2, 5, 3.
No. Yes. Good guess.
Like
I don't want.
the original Final Fantasy 3, not Final
The
Fantasy 6.
Japanese Final
No.
Fantasy 3. Yep.
Okay.
I
Oh
had
man, remember that nasty version they remade for DS? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's I've actually played that one all the way to the final boss,
Mm.
and I died.
Mm.
And that game had a thing where you had to go through the last two dungeons all the way through. Otherwise, like if you died, you had to redo that whole like section, and that was like several hours
Mm.
on that system. And it's also considered one of the hardest Final Fantasies, or at least the 3D or the DS remake was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this isn't the DS remake. This is the Pixel remaster, and it has added some quality of life changes to the people of our age who don't want to spend their time grinding levels. They have an option to speed up the grinding of the
Oh,
levels.
okay.
So all the games have various modifiers depending on what the battle system is. You can you can increase your EXP earnout or your gil earnout by like 2 or 4%. I don't know if you can actually make it less. I didn't check that. But for people who either want to replay these games again, or for those who haven't played them but are afraid for because old games are meant to be grindy, these ones don't have to be grindy. So I'm literally at the end of Final Fantasy 3 again, and it's only taken me just over 12 hours to get to this point.
Hmm.
So it's a it's a decent game. I still consider it one of Square's weakest entries in terms of story. It's very simple. A giant earthquake causes the crystals of light to vanish under the earth, and then monsters have been, pouring out and invading people. And you are the four warriors of light who have to go on a journey to find these crystals and figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay.
That's
Pretty
kind of,
basic, yeah.
yeah, it's very basic. One of the things that bugs me is the fact that almost like over half the locations are very unnecessary in this game. Like they have all these little towns that have absolutely no connection to the story whatsoever. Like, and you could probably skip like most of them without ever even finding them. Like you literally have to explore to find these towns, and there's like 13 chocobo forests where you find the chocobos to ride, but
Mhm.
they're just so random places. Like there, you can find a chocobo forest at the edge of a peninsula, and there may be like 15 walkable squares around it, and that's it. And it's like, why do you have a chocobo forest here if I can't ride the chocobo more than like 20 squares? It's like it's kind of pointless.
Hmm.
But the game does have an excellent soundtrack. It's actually very good for being one of the earlier Final Fantasies. It does have the job system, which you can kind of choose and customize how you want to play. Um, if you want to be a mage or a geomancer, whatever kind of classes that you want. But yeah, it's been overall it's been enjoyable, and I look forward to actually beating it for once and finally laying claim that I beat all the single player Final Fantasies.
Nice.
Nice.
And finally, this game I got for my camping trip for the car ride. I heard of a visual novel that is supposed to be like the definition of good storytelling. Like a lot of people who say I've never played a visual novel and I played this game and it absolutely changed my life is like this is the description of like what people have been saying about this, and it's like one of the highest rated Switch games out there right now.
Okay.
The game is called The House in Fata Morgana.
Hmm.
It is a very dark and gothic story about a mansion. It's kind of a cursed mansion, or at least all the inhabitants in this like mansion has had some ill-gotten like or some ill-fated like tragedies in their life. Not necessarily like they all died in this mansion. It's just like that their life usually like something bad usually happens,
Mhm.
and you play as the master who's being guided by the maid. You have no memory about your mansion whatsoever, and she's trying to help you recollect your memories by showing you different parts of the mansion, and you go through these stories of the prior residents of this mansion. Uh,
Mhm.
and these take place in various times. You could be telling a story about a brother and a sister when the mansion was kind of in its like golden years, or you could be learning about the dark and chaotic time when the mansion was actually haunted by a beast that everyone was afraid of in the world. Like it's got these very interesting tales, and the characters that are created, like this game has, they're very complex, and like the way they act and talk just feels very natural. But the game is also very twisted. The artwork is super gorgeous. I'm not sure who does it. It kind of reminds me of like the DS, the well, kind of like the Symphony of the Night and Forward Castlevania art. It kind of reminds me about that. The soundtrack's also very haunting as well. And the story, though, the story is just very mesmerizing. Like I'm actually very intrigued to figure out what's going on with this mansion. Like, why is it cursed, and like how all these stories all just like tie together because they like take place several hundred years apart from each other.
Ooh, that sounds like complex storytelling, which I love.
Hmm.
Sounds brilliant, actually.
Yeah. This Switch version has both the main game, or has the main game. It also has a prelude, like a little prequel game, as well as a sequel, like another little side sequel epilogue. So there's like three different stories that this game has, and it's I think I bought it for like $40, not on sale. And like the
Not
main
bad.
story alone, from what I understand, takes like 30 hours.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, if you never ever played a visual novel before, this, I almost recommend checking this one out because like it's not one of those that like are obviously derived to be like, hey, choose the girl that you love, out of these eight like girls with big titties and skimpy dresses, and oh look, this one has a cattail. It's not like one of those kind of games.
Wait for
It,
the DLC.
wait for the DLC. Maybe there's a summer swim episode. Who
Oh
knows?
no.
But yeah, no,
Nice.
it's a very serious story, and the game takes itself very seriously.
All right.
Nice.
I definitely have to put that on my watch list then.
Yeah, I'll keep you apprised of it, Stephanie.
It's still in the top 10 highest rated Switch games too. I just looked. So
I know
Nice.
that's why I chose it. I'm like, you know what? The only visual novels I played have some like form of action. This is like the first pure visual novel I've actually really played. So I like it.
LeRon, what about you?
I'm still going strong on the three games I spoke about last week. So it's a Dead Space remake, Final Fantasy VII remake, and Spider-Man remastered. Um, Nothing. Here's something funny, right? Okay, so you know how like well Corey last week when I spoke about me playing Spider-Man, how we talked about how like the swing mechanic just feels so natural.
Yeah, because we've
Mhm.
been using it for 20 years.
Yeah, well, I discovered something by accident. And I'm not sure if anybody else knows about it. But normally like when you swing, right? You swing like he gets to the crescendo of his swing, you let go and you let go of the button and you press it again, right?
Hmm.
Did you know you let him swing, he'll naturally let go, and while you're still holding the button, he will just shoot another web out and keep going.
Hmm. And
I
Miles
did not know
Morales, I
that.
think he does tricks.
I
Yeah,
did
you can
not
do tricks,
know. I did
Miles.
not know you can continuously just hold the button and he will just do his thing. Like you don't
Hmm.
have to like be manually pressing and like wearing out your triggers and all this shit.
Yeah, yeah, that
But
was
where's
really
the
Yeah.
fun
nice.
in that? It's more interactive when you each like it's like playing Diablo. Like you
Yeah,
can hold the
it
button and
feels like
just
it feels like you're doing something. You're like, no, I'm just lazy swinging. Just I'm just gonna sit back and chill, and
yep.
he's just gonna swing. Yeah. So yeah. So I don't know. Like I don't for some strange reason I don't remember my original playthrough being like this, but the boss battles are actually easier than the fucking like just the battles on the street.
They can
Yeah,
be.
I don't remember.
The battles come down to strategy. Like there's almost tricks, and
Yeah.
like it's a lot of avoiding. And then once you have that particular opening, that's when you go and you whale them.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, like I mean, seriously, like the boss battles literally just feel like it's just you just go in there, you do like I mean, like don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm walking. It's like a walk in the park for these boss battles. Like I one of the boss battles, like well, the Kingpin boss battle, like the Kingpin boss battle was, like I did have to continue a couple of times because like he was just for a big dude, he moves fast.
Yeah, he does.
He moves fast. But yeah, like I fought the Shocker, and like he did not seem that bad at all. But I tell you what, when I'm down there fighting the freaking like the Ghost Gang, like like the Syndicate, like my God, like I'm getting bodied. It's like like what am I doing wrong here?
Yeah.
How far did you get in the first try?
I was how far did I get like when I my first run of the game?
Yeah.
Like I got all the way to the end. I just never did the final boss battle.
Okay,
Hmm.
so yeah, you remember the Silver Sable like mercenaries? Those guys are
Yes.
bastards.
Yes. Oh my god.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think I got to Shocker and I beat him and I stopped playing. I think that's where I ended mine.
Shocker's the third boss battle. Well, you fight Shocker twice. Is the bad? So did you fight him the first time or the second time?
Well, I fought him once, so it must have been the first time.
Okay. All right. Yeah, cuz Shocker yeah, cuz you fight him once, and technically like the first fight is kind of like a joke, but that second fight, because like what happens is like they send him back to the raft, and as fast as they get him back to the raft, he gets loose again. And the second time, man, it's a fucking fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one thing I wish they had was spaced out those boss battles throughout the game, because then
Yeah,
you got
it
like
seemed like
most of the regular Spider-Man villains were all like grouped together towards the end of the game.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that. Um, Yeah, and then Final Fantasy VII remake, like that's the one that I feel like I just owe people an apology for that one, because there's no reason why I should have taken this long to play that game. You know what I mean? And I started playing the PS4 version on the PS5. And then of course Intergrade came out, and I spent the $20 to get the upgrade, but just never continued playing it. And now I'm playing it on the ROG Ally, and I'm almost back to where I was at when I just kind of like lost interest in playing it on the PlayStation,
Mhm.
which still is like nowhere near like halfway through the game.
Hmm.
Keep at it. That game is
Oh,
phenomenal.
that game is phenomenal. Like, and all I gotta say is, man, like it's insane. Like, imagine if the world was that immersive back when it was on the PS1. Imagine that. It's wild, and like there's so much stuff going on in like the slums of Midgar and stuff like that. It's insane. Like you can literally just walk around town and just hear all the like the NPCs like having conversations and stuff. You can walk into every store and hear different parts of the soundtrack, and actually buy them and add them to your jukebox and all that stuff.
Hmm.
um, you know, uh, uh, the I love the banter between Biggs, Wedge, and I'm forgetting what's her name.
Jesse.
The
Jesse.
Jesse. Yeah, I love the banter between the three of those characters. Like it's crazy, and of course Biggs is like he's like your number one fan. He's like your number one fan, and and Jesse's got like a crush on you, but she
Oh,
already yeah, but
she
she's already
thirsty.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
She thirsty. Oh my gosh. She doesn't even hide it. She's just like,
Hmm.
She knows what she wants.
oh yeah,
yeah.
she does.
Now, what's crazy about it is because like Intergrade came out like a while after like the game was actually released.
It was
So
about a year.
the Yuffie content was not available right at the start, but pretty much after you start taking the bounty quests and stuff like that, the Yuffie quest shows up. And
Hmm.
so like you gotta be careful because I haven't started yet, but I know for sure that the level I'm at, I'm not gonna be ready for that.
Yuffie, I think, is its own storyline. Like she has her own level, and
Oh,
it's
so
not
like
it's
Cloud's
not
not in
tied.
there?
No,
Okay.
hers
Okay.
is completely is a separate story.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And eventually I'll start working my way through Sifu. I
Yeah.
installed it. I installed it on the Ally, and I played that intro where like, yo, without giving away any spoilers, yo, like, did they really have to do that to that man's family? Without,
Yeah.
hmm
That and the fact that, yeah, it's a, if you go into Sifu not knowing anything, that beginning mode, or you
yeah,
realize who you
I was,
play as.
yeah,
Whew,
yeah, I wasn't ready. Yeah, so I played the intro to Sifu just see what it was about because I bought it but I just never installed it. Like I bought it when it came out when the Steam edition came out and just never installed it.
I love that game.
Oh, I know you love that game, which is why I definitely had to shout it out that I started so you could
Yay.
so you get some of that loving. Um, so yeah, so right now like it's still just the backlog. Dead Space remake is going strong. I'm I've I've okay. This is the best tip I can give anybody that's especially a PC gamer out there. Like I know, and I know I do it on Crossroads all the time where I'm like it's 60 frames or bust. The technological sweet spot on PC gaming is 40 frames per second.
Hmm.
40 frames per second, and you can play it at 1080, 1440, 4K, buttery smooth, buttery smooth.
But
Hmm.
Like butter.
That's LeRon's tech tip for tonight. It's been a while since I did that actually on any of these shows. It's been a while.
I hope your tech tips are better than Linus tech tips.
Oh yeah, man, he is catching hell right now.
I know
Oh wait.
we talked about it on
Spe-
our podcast at work today.
speaking of stuff that's going on, was Discord compromised?
not Discord. Something called Discord.io.
Okay,
Is that the
okay.
website version of it?
It's something I don't think it's actually directly related to Discord itself.
Let's find out.
But because I've read look at
No,
I
no,
look
no.
at
I
that
mean,
for
Discord's running fine if you go on Discord right now. Discord's running fine, but I was hearing stuff that Discord got compromised, and there was a statement put out that they're going to be taken is going to be taken down for the unseeable future.
Oh,
that
yikes.
Discord.io has been taken down. And it was over 760,000 accounts were compromised.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
smokes.
Yeah, like I saw it. Yeah, I saw it this morning. Like when I was getting ready for my for my business meeting. I saw it this morning, and I thought I had it. I thought I had it parked in so in my read later. But when I came back looking for it, I could not find it again. And every time I did a Google search for like Discord. Just checking for Discord like security stuff, I was not getting the same article.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So Discord.io is a third party service with no affiliation with Discord proper. The service's lone purpose is the creation of custom URLs for individual Discord servers.
Mm.
Interesting.
Thank you, Pat, for that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Google.
What would we do without Pat?
I don't know. Continue your conversation as normal.
Maybe. Probably more true than not.
Yeah.
No,
So
I doubled the
so
amount of games that you guys talk about. No,
so yeah.
sorry, triple.
So for any other updates, because I know anyone that listened to last week's episode was probably intently glued to the emulation side of everything I'm doing. Not much is actually I have not really messed around that much on the emulation side since last week's episode of the podcast. So there's that. Nothing new to report. But let's just say PlayStation's in the house.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not in my house right now.
Still?
Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong?
It's just annoying. The whole
You
thing.
had to send you had to send the refurbished one back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so. I figured when you said what you said, I was like, yep, he's gonna send it back.
Yep.
And what's Sony saying? Sony's gonna give you a new one this time.
Oh, maybe.
That's what I
Maybe
like.
not.
If you're tenacious enough, if you're tenacious enough, like they'll send you a new one.
No,
Um,
if the
Tenacious like a hemorrhoid.
no, if
Ooh.
the next one comes back and it like doesn't run right, I'm trading it in and just waiting for whatever redesign comes because it's really annoying.
I missed it. So what happened, just super quick, to the refurbished one?
It when you turn it on, it just had like you know how on old consoles they like when you put a disc in, sometimes it sounded like it was like grinding a little bit.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what mine was doing, but I don't have a disc drive,
Ooh.
so I don't know where
Ye-
the sound was coming from. And then it would just go like, "Arrgh," and then I had to like turn it off. And I'm like, nope, going back.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay.
So
Okay.
Just to
yeah,
let you know that it's on.
yeah.
So Pat, before we move past this section real fast, is 40 games your goal for the year, or is just 40 is just the number that you just threw out of the hat?
It's the goal of games this year.
Okay,
Used to
all
be
right. So,
30.
oh, it was okay.
It
Well,
used to
good.
be 25,
Oh, I
Well,
thought it was.
well,
and then it went to 30, and then it went to 40.
well. Good on you because I think between me and Corey, like what we've beaten 3 games between you and me both,
Uh,
like combined.
like no, I've beaten like 5 or 6
Okay.
because
All right, I take it back. I did install Death's Door on the Ally. That's going to be my
Nice.
nice little. That's
Uh,
going to be my nice little time wasting game. I
I
did
made
install that
Awesome.
on the
that game's
Ally.
awesome.
I made Andre buy it too. He messaged me on Discord and said I bought Death's Door. I'm like, yes, everybody needs to play Death's Door.
I agree with the statement.
So,
Yep. As
uh,
yep. Death's Door. Oh, and Dead Cells. Dead Cells.
mm.
I'm joining. I'm joining the bandwagon on that.
Oh,
By the
I'm.
way,
It's
did
so fun. Sorry.
did you? Oh, sorry.
No.
Did you see the box art for the Castlevania crossover?
No, I did
For
You
not.
Dead
you should.
Cells?
Yeah, it's like NES Castlevania art box art. It's incredible. It's
Should I
really cool.
should I go ahead and pre-install Starfield?
I did.
It went gold, right?
Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually pre-installs on Xbox on Friday. So
I'm gonna go ahead and pre-install this, and I'm just gonna say this. I really hope that this game, like this. Okay, so just to explain this, because like back when Stoy was still on Crossroads, we had a big conversation about this, and actually and it was actually a continuation of the conversation we had back on the EXP cast when I was there when I joined you guys for the Xbox show that actually showcased like what was it like 18 minutes of Starfield content, you know, even though it wasn't like really like, you know, like anything like super major, but but this is the one game that if I did not have a good gaming PC, this is the game that would have actually made me buy a Series X. So I really hope that Starfield is worth it. I really do. Like this is the like just like how back on PS3 and I bought a PlayStation 3 for Uncharted Drake's Fortune. This is Xbox's the Series X is Uncharted for me. Except I already have a gaming PC, so like I'm putting my hope on this because like if this hits the mark for me, I'm gonna be like damn like the Game Pass version. I'm gonna spend the real money and buy it. But I'm not stupid. I'm gonna check out this Game Pass version first.
well, you know, in a year and a half, it's going to be like $15 at some point. You know, I mean, like you could play the Game Pass version until it goes on sale, and then you just buy this one on sale. That's what I do for the games that I want that are on Game Pass.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, but this is something serious for me. So like,
Hmm.
and I need people to pay attention to this because like I never talk about if it's on Game Pass. I usually am not going to go out and buy the game, but Starfield. I feel like Starfield can be that enigma, and if it presses enough of the right buttons for me, I'm spending real money for it.
I hope people enjoy it. Um,
I'm really pissed that the scalpers fucked up that whole watch thing. I wanted that watch.
hmm. Well, they, I
I
bet I
wanted it.
bet they do another run when the game comes out.
You think so?
Hmm.
I don't know, man. This is
Xbox usually does that, dude.
you know.
That Halo console was really limited for pre-orders,
Uh,
and then when Halo
uh,
Infinite came out, they released a whole nother batch of them. You
Unlike
could,
Nintendo.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh shit, we had y'all had to beg them to like relaunch those not Twilight Princess. I'm sorry, Skyward Sword amiibos. Like you guys got lucky on that one.
I still didn't get it. GameStop messed up my order.
This is
I didn't get my Starfield controller or my Skyward Sword amiibo.
you didn't get your wait. The Starfield controller was more abundant than the damn amiibos. How the hell they fucked that up?
Were you not here for the episode that I described my 43-day wait for my refund from GameStop?
Remember, I've missed 2 episodes. Like this summer.
Yeah.
Remember.
So yeah, I had an order and they shipped it to the wrong address, and it took me 43 days to get a refund. And by the time I got it, it was out of stock.
Uh,
And the only reason
well,
why I bought it from GameStop is because I had a gift card, and I left them a pretty nice review. And by
yeah, I would
nice,
have
I
left.
mean not nice.
I would have left them a pretty nice review too. I would have.
Mhm. I also I also tweeted about it and made a thread of like 3 separate tweets about it, and GameStop support liked it. It was
Sad.
oh man.
Um,
I will never support GameStop ever again. I don't care if they have like the ultimate super mega Zelda collector's edition. Nope. Not doing it. I
I just feel bad for the people that are working in the stores. I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
don't. They've been mean to me before. I don't care. They don't
oh,
care. I went in and asked them if I could get the Starfield controller. They said which console. So I don't trust any of them
What?
either.
You know
Did you
what?
ask for the
what?
PS5 version?
No, I did not ask for the PS5 version.
You
How about
should have asked for
the
the PS5
Switch?
version.
The
Yeah.
Switch version, cloud Switch version.
Oh
Oh
God.
man.
You say that, but I wonder if it's going to be on. If yeah, that's like conversation for a different day. LeRon, are you done? Are you done with what you've been playing?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Just so
I
you guys know, I am going to buy the Dead Cells Return to Castlevania physical copy when we're done with this,
Mm.
because that box looks absolutely fantastic.
yeah.
Hold on, let me look.
Are they
Let me look
selling it
this
at
up.
normal? Are they selling it at like normal stores?
It's on Best Buy.
Okay, I might consider it.
I also saw
Okay.
Blasphemous 2 has a physical edition on Best Buy.
What
Okay, help me.
physical edition?
Help.
Blasphemous 2.
Ah, nice.
Oh, that's actually pretty. That's actually pretty badass. That cover.
Mm-hmm.
I told you.
Okay, so just bear with me for a second. Like, is it remakes of Castlevania levels?
No, it's Castlevania levels that are created for the Dead Cells game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like the initial entrance area, and there's different biomes, but one of the biomes will now be various Castlevania quote unquote levels, where you'll see Castlevania like items, Castlevania like enemies, and the music. Sorry, cat hair everywhere. I'm telling you, the music slaps hard.
Oh yeah. I listened to the music. I did. Like, wow.
Now you can jump right into the Castlevania stuff without going through the other things, right?
Yeah, you just need to go through that
It's
intro area, and then like I noticed that if you go up this way, it's one biome, down here is another biome. So if I run into another one, I just go find the Castlevania one.
Got it. Cool. Sold.
No, I loved it. I'm looking at it. Collector's edition, CD.
There's a collector's edition?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm on. Yeah.
Oh, and one last update, entertainment wise. I saw Oppenheimer Monday night.
Oh, I saw Oppenheimer. How'd you like it? Oh no.
I have conflictions.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, I went in expecting one thing and got something different, you know. And it's not that I had crazy expectations for the movie. I think I just walked in a little too blind because normally I do a little bit of research about movies that I'm going to the actual theater to see or movies that I'm actually planning to watch, you know, like, you know, uh but for this one like I yeah, like let's just say for the opening act of the movie I was confused, you know. But then once I figured out what was going on, it was all right. But you know, this whole Christopher Nolan thing of where the score is always outdoing the dialogue is pissing me off. It is pissing me off, and so like for a good portion of the movie, I was sitting there like, man, like I really wish I had subtitles. Like, why couldn't they be speaking a different language so we'd be forced to have subtitles, you know, stuff like that, you know. Oppenheimer itself, good movie, good movie, but based on how like I felt about the movie, I didn't give it the highest rating. I walked out of there for a Christopher Nolan film. This was a C minus for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. And then I said something really controversial to some friends, and I was like, you know what? He just needs to go back. He just needs to go back to superhero movies because I feel like Inception, um, Inception, The Dark Knight Rises. Wait, no. The Dark Knight. I'm sorry, The Dark Knight, because I wasn't really fond of Dark Knight Rises. Inception, The Dark Knight, and Interstellar. I think are my three favorite movies of his.
Oh well, when you compare it to those, I guess I get it.
You know what
You
the
know what?
rumor
That's
he's doing though, LeRon? You know what his
what's
next
that?
movie might be?
What's the rumor?
Is the next 007 movie,
Mm.
which he said
That'd be
he
cool.
really wants to direct 007.
Okay, well, you know what? The only way to go is up.
I
Well,
guess that means either Tom Hardy or Joseph Gordon-Levitt will be 007 in all their movies.
I was gonna say, the lot of good actors in the movie though, like just shout out. Speaking of Gary Oldman, who he played Harry Truman, I barely recognized him. I'm like, the heck. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr. playing the character that he
You
did.
know, it took me a moment to realize that was Robert Downey Jr.
I was like,
Like like
oh,
like at the very beginning of the film, I was at the very beginning of the film, I didn't realize it was Robert Downey Jr. And then by the time they got to the end of the first act, I was like, wait, that's fucking Iron Man.
I know he did a great job. That was quite a transformation.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like this is his most. I feel like this is one of the most. He should be nominated for an Oscar for this performance
I agree.
in
I think he did a
Oppenheimer.
fantastic job.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, you know what? I haven't seen Darren Jr. like this in a long time. And I think it's because like we've had like 14 years of Marvel. You know,
Hmm.
you know, we forget that the guy had an acting career before that. You know, and stuff like that because he had good movies before Marvel. Of course, he had good movies. You know, because of Marvel. But you know, like I forgot he
He has
dude had
range.
brains. Thank
Mhm.
you. It has range. Yeah. So yeah, that was good. I love Matt Damon in the film. Like
Hmm.
I love there were so many different actors in this film, and man, it was crazy just trying to like like because like they don't look like how like we are used to seeing them in real life. Because cause shit like Jack Quaid was in the movie. Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, Rami Malek. I mean, who
Mm.
doesn't recognize Rami Malek? You know.
Yeah.
But shit, who else was in this film? Josh Hartnett. Like
What?
I was like, whoa, yeah, Josh Hartnett's in the film, yeah, and he actually plays a role. Like I mean, like an actual role, like he speaking role and everything. Like he's Stephanie. What he's like in a good 40 minutes of the film, right? I
Yeah.
think.
Decent amount. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
blast from the past.
Casey Affleck, Kenneth Branagh. There were names like Scott Grimes is in the film. Tony Goldwyn.
A lot
Shoot,
of
who
them.
am I
Yeah.
missing? Who am I? Olivia Thirlby. Shoot. Hold on. Anyone else? Anyone else worth noting here? Yeah, those are noteworthy ones. And watch someone's going to come in the comments like, you didn't mention this person. Like, you know what? I tried. Okay.
Movies that star-studded, sometimes you forget a person.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, but and also Cillian Murphy, like I mean, I don't know, like everybody's thirsting over him and stuff like that, but he did a very good job as Oppenheimer. Like like now that I've seen this performance, I don't know if I could see anyone else playing, doing a follow up and playing another version of Oppenheimer. I don't think it would work. Yeah, if you here's what I will say. Even though I gave it a C minus, I will say this: if you like this wasn't a political intrigue movie. Oh, this is why I kind of gave it a C minus. Because like if we think back to Interstellar was a science fiction movie, and man, like they nailed the science part of it. Like they talked about stuff that just had my inner nerd just like freaking vibrating, and stuff like that. So I thought for sure that Oppenheimer would kind of go the same route. Like, yeah, sure, we saw some equations and scribble on the board and stuff like that, but they didn't go to the brass tacks about the science
I
like
see.
they did in Interstellar. And I was like, man, what is this? Like like Interstellar was a great movie. No one got buried in the techno babble of Interstellar. And Interstellar is based off of real science, whereas Oppenheimer is real science and it was biographical. So
Mm,
what were we missing here? But then I understand. But then I finally understood something. Like Nolan's approach for this film was based off the book. There's a book that talks about the whole situation about what's going on in Oppenheimer and Robert Downey Jr.'s character Strauss. And that's the part that I missed. And it wasn't until after I learned about that then my awareness of the film got a little bit better. Still giving a C minus. C minus is not a damning rating for Christopher Nolan. It's not. It's not. But still, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I mean, like I've seen some really good Nolan films like Dunkirk, Dark Knight, Interstellar, Inception. I'm going to watch Tenet because I skipped Tenet on purpose, you know, and everyone's like, "Oh, you must watch Tenet." Memento was also a good one too.
The only Christopher Nolan movies I've ever seen are the Batman movies and The Prestige.
Prestige was Prestige was awesome. Prestige was awesome. Wait, wait,
Uh,
wait, 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 wait. This is Man of Steel. He didn't direct Man of Steel, did he?
no,
He produced it, right?
yeah. Remember that
Okay.
whole thing, like right after like when the Dark Knight Rises was coming out, and they were like spinning up the DC EU or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and they pitched it as Nolan was going to produce the whole thing, and his brother was going to write all like most of the movies and direct some of them, and then we saw how that happened.
Yeah.
So
Isn't he glad he ran away from that franchise?
yeah, I think he just kind of ignored it at this point. He's just like, I'm done.
All
I'll make
right.
a real
I'm sorry.
space movie.
I'm sorry. I took up a lot of space on this podcast today. I'm so sorry.
That's
It's cool. We love hearing from you.
It wouldn't be a podcast if you were quiet. So, you know.
You know what? Okay. Okay. I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
Is that it, LeRon?
I'm done. I'm
Great.
done.
I've actually played quite a bit. I played a little bit of Destiny because the showcase is on Tuesday, and this is the first season pass I haven't completed in almost 3 years. Uh, just
I
because
heard it. I heard things are really melancholy for the fan base right now with Destiny.
they're interesting to say the least. I mean, this expansion was not very good. Last season was not very good. This season is actually really good. It's just like I think that there's so many other amazing games to play. Uh, I mean, this season came out with like Star Wars and Diablo and Final Fantasy and Zelda, and you know, it's which is sad because it's a pretty good season and the story's pretty good. And um, but yeah, I played a little bit the other night just to like it's time to get back in the groove because this fall there's really not like a whole lot for me other than like Mario, uh, Mario Wonder, and that's probably it, to be honest. So it's time for me to catch up.
I can't believe we're on the cusp of a brand new Mario game. I cannot believe it.
I know,
Mhm.
2D Mario game,
Yeah,
the best type
yeah,
of Mario game,
Agreed.
for real. Yes, yes.
except for Mario
Right.
3D World.
My boyfriend stole my copy of Mario 3D World. I have yet to play it.
Oh my gosh, it's the best! It's the best Mario
He
game.
bought it. He bought it for me for Christmas, and he's like, "Hey, he's like, when I go to LA to go visit family, can I take it with me?" And I have not gotten it back.
So I played that. Here's a game that you haven't heard in a while. I played some Halo Infinite
Oh
Oh, yeah.
my.
because
Okay.
they have really turned this multiplayer around. The skins this season for multiplayer that they just, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, they just give you a couple of them just for free, and it's really cool. It's like cybernetics is like the season kind of theme, and so all your armor is like this like neon pink and green with like neon visors and gun skins and stuff. It's pretty good. Also,
Hmm.
Halo Infinite still plays very good,
Uh-huh.
but they've really cut that team down. They've cut that studio's been cut by like 65%.
Yeah.
Three new people running the studio, real multiplayer focus. They have another team kind of focused on what's next for Halo, whether it's a full on game or whatever. Also, the rumors that they're working with Certain Affinity to do other multiplayer style things like a battle royale supposedly, and like a couple new multiplayer modes. So we'll see. But Certain Affinity's new game just actually got leaked at Gamescom. I think it's their Monster Hunter clone. So LeRon, you might want to look out for that.
Wait, which game?
Certain Affinity's rumored Monster Hunter style game.
Oh, okay. I'll keep an eye on it because what's that one? What's that one game?
Wild Hearts.
Yeah, Wild Hearts. Like no one talks about that game
Mm.
anymore. As a matter of fact, I feel like people shut up about that game 2 weeks later.
I know. I was really disappointed. I mean, well, not that I wanted to be better or anything than Monster Hunter. I was just, I always get excited when people try to come up with something.
Yeah.
Anything.
Competition keeps
Yeah.
things fresh.
Yeah.
The only reason why I did not jump on Wild Hearts at the beginning is because like it was a buggy mess across all three platforms that it was on:
Mm.
PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Um, and the word was coming out that things were better, but then like everybody stopped talking about it. So I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And like the game is still like higher than $40 on the shelves right now. So I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna get this game. If no one's talking about it, because it looks like I'll be the only person playing it. But then again, that's not a big deal because I feel like I'm the only person that plays Monster Hunter. So there's that.
So yeah, Halo is I don't know. Every time I boot Halo up, I'm like, oh man, I forget how good Halo is, and then I'll forget about it for like 6 months. So
Well, it's nice you can go back to it though.
yeah, and the cool thing too is like they have battle passes, but they let you keep the ones that you're working on, so you can kind of swap between them at any time instead of like getting rid of it at the end of every season. I still only have the first one, so whatever. I don't really care about that. I'm old school Halo. I remember when you could only choose one color for your Spartan, and that's what you used to fight people. Okay, I don't care
That's
about
very
skins.
old school. I remember that. That's very old school.
Yeah, remember when Halo 2 let you choose 2 colors for your Spartan?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was top tier customization right there.
Yeah, I didn't play a lot of Halo 2, but I played and beat Halo 1. And sad part is now I don't even remember anything about Halo 1.
Dude, I don't remember anything about any of the Halos. I just like shooting aliens and like driving the warthogs off of ramps and stuff.
I still never understood how you insta kill something just by smacking it with the butt of your gun.
Don't worry
I've
about
never
it.
understood that.
Don't worry about it.
You hit him in the secret spot.
Dude, if you're a 7'5" super soldier with like 200-pound armor running around, you're gonna kill somebody.
I loved hearing those grunts or wherever they were, like their version of talking shit. I loved it.
Yeah. Um, I also play a little bit of Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Uh,
Still, fun. Although, do not play the Switch version right now because it is sub 20 frames a second in a lot of places.
ooh,
But
ooh.
the Xbox Series X version runs at 120 frames a second, and the Series S version runs at 60. So, good on them, I guess. But the main game I've really been playing is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the game. It
Cool.
is really cool. I really like the story. I really like where it's going.
But
Do you like one-armed Sephiroth?
Yeah, he's weird. But I mean, the whole thing with these like Star Wars games is that or anything I guess outside of like the movies and the shows is like they're all canon, and like where this story takes place. This is my problem with the last one too. Is like the whole game you're searching for this thing, and at the end spoilers I guess for Jedi's Fallen Order if you haven't played it. Unless you're like not a fan of the games and you only watch the movies, then it really doesn't matter because it doesn't affect anything. You're going on this mission for this like this I don't know, this orb that tells you where all the force sensitive children are, and you're supposed to get it so you can rebuild the Jedi Order. And at the end of the game, you destroy it. You literally
Because if it
destroy it.
falls in the wrong hands, it could be disastrous.
That was exactly what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of that one, they're like, "What's our next adventure?"
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of this one, you're not with anybody. Like, you're supposed to go on your next adventure. You're the only one on this adventure. So, other than that, though, you do find everybody though, and kind of have an adventure. But I really like this one. The combat's really fun. They added a grappling hook. Really makes it really fun.
much needed.
Yeah.
Every game needs a grappling hook.
You can totally customize Cal Kestis in this game. Like you can give him like this really long beard, clean shaven, mullets. There's a mohawk in there. You can change his clothes, all of them, and you can customize BD1, which is really cool. And the battles are really fun. I think they really toned down the quote unquote Souls like battle system, which was nice because it was fine in the last game, but this one is just way better. LeRon, did you mute yourself? Is LeRon muted?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I saw your mouth moving like you were talking, and I didn't. I couldn't tell if you were talking to us.
Yeah.
The locations, there aren't as many locations, but you go back to them multiple times because you unlock different paths through. And there's a lot of side quests, which I'm kind of skipping most of them because I really don't care. And I'm in the last quarter of the game, and I'm having a blast. So
nice.
that's the main thing I've been playing. So yeah,
Very good. Very good. Excellent.
Yeah. Do we want to hit which topic do we want to hit? Because we have time for one.
Well, you did mention about all the wonderful customizations of Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you had to pay for those.
Some of it you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like
How much?
the quote unquote smuggler's outfit, which is just Han Solo's outfit, is like 10 extra bucks. You also get another lightsaber color, but I don't know what color it is.
So. Why? Is it?
I don't know. It was part of the deluxe edition. I don't know.
Okay. Deluxe edition. I'll give it that.
Well, I mean, if you don't get the deluxe edition, they sell it separately. So
for $10.
Yeah.
So you might as well get the deluxe edition.
Yeah, but I didn't, and because I don't want Cal Kestis to look like Han Solo. He's cool. I found a bomber jacket, which is super cool.
Wait. Is it just the clothing, or did they actually turn him into Han Solo?
No, it's just the clothing.
Okay.
It's not even the cool clothing either. It's the nice version at the end of A New Hope when he's getting his medal. So
The respectable
Yeah.
clothing.
Yeah, respectable Han Solo. That's what I think of.
It's not the scoundrel version.
No, it's not grumpy old Han Solo either. But I saw this come up in a lot of chats and Discord and Twitter conversations. A lot of people are really put off by the Ninja Turtle skins in Street Fighter, because each turtle is $15.
So that's $60. That's a whole video game.
Yeah.
It is, but it's also like I I don't know if I've just been playing stuff like Destiny for too long, but a lot of those skins are $15 and $20 a piece. So this didn't really bother me, but I want to know your thoughts on the cost of like microtransactions, like skins and stuff, to DLC and expansion packs. Because like, remember back in the day, and I think Borderlands 2 introduced this. Instead of buying each expansion separately, they introduced their season pass, and it was like $20, and everybody thought that was like a lot of money. And now it's like,
Twenty
oh,
bucks for
nothing
a
to
season
sneeze at.
pass was what? $20 for a season's pass was never a lot of money in my view.
Yeah.
It never was. I would rather pay like $20 and then just have to wait for them to like sprinkle the content to us than to uh, most season passes are like worth more, are wind up if you don't buy the season pass, like the content's worth double plus a little bit more than what you would if you spent the season pass, and some people like they fall for the trap because they're like, oh, I'll just buy this and that, and then they're like, you know what, I should have just bought the season pass, and they buy the season pass and they spent more money than they should have spent in the first place. That being said, $15 per turtle. I have a theory as to why it's that's kind of pricey. That's kind of pricey for a single character unlock, especially when we're looking at Mortal Kombat 1 and they haven't even put the pricing out for it. But when those characters from the DC universe show up, I don't know if it's going to be free. I think it's going to be part of season pass though,
it's part of the
or
Combat Pass 1.
okay. So yeah, but you get all of that. So was that five characters, five additional characters, I think?
Yeah, but here's the difference though, is that Capcom does not own the Ninja Turtles. Nickelodeon does. Whereas
That's where I was go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I was about to go with this because I think $15 per turtle. This is all because of licensing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is, yeah, the Ninja Turtles are riding high right now. There's a movie, The Last Ronin. There's a movie, The Last Ronin. The Turtles game came out. The Shredder's Revenge came out.
And there's a new
Turtles
TV show and a sequel to the movie coming out too.
Yep. So yeah, it's riding high right now. But I have a funny feeling that Nickelodeon Paramount has something to do with this. This pricing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Because I'm pretty sure Capcom was like, ooh, that's a little high. We were thinking $15 for all four of them, and then maybe another $10 for April and Casey Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you that's what Capcom was thinking. Like I don't know if April and Casey are coming, but $15 per turtle, that's kind of steep. But you know what? The fandom is going to do what the fandom is going to do, and guess what? Everybody's going to have all them damn turtles because guess what? Like it won't make sense to have one turtle in your lineup.
I almost bought Street Fighter just because of this.
Like, dude, the turtles.
The fandom gonna do what the fandom gonna do.
That's why I bought Injustice 2, is because the turtles came to Injustice 2.
So are the turtles all gonna act the same essentially? Like it's just a skin for your creative character, right?
It is, but I think there's also like taunts or whatever they call them in Street Fighter also, where they're like eating pizza or like flipping around and doing stuff. Turtle stuff,
So it's not even unique characters.
No, they're just skins for your created character,
which explains why people were out there like making their own customizations.
Yeah. So,
I think this is gonna. I think it sucks because I feel like Street Fighter 6 is going to suffer because of this, but I guarantee you this was not Capcom. Capcom makes a lot of bonehead decisions, like not making games cross-platform and cross-save. They make those type of bonehead decisions. They would not make a decision like $15 per skin.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, I mean what does their fighter pass cost? Like $20, $25, $20.
I want to say $25, but I'll find out right now.
Because I don't even think the turtles were, well, the thing is though, in Injustice, all of the all the turtles are in the game, but they're all just one character. So, and you had to like, in the way that Injustice worked, like you got different sets of armor to like boost your stats throughout the story mode or whatever, and you could apply it, and then it would change the way your character looked. So, like when you go in to customize your quote unquote Ninja Turtle in Injustice, you just applied whatever mask the turtles wore. Like if you wanted to be Raph, you applied the red mask, and if you wanted to be Leo, you
Mm.
applied the blue mask. And it was one turtle, but I think even that character was sold outside of the season passes, and it was $15, I think, for one character. So maybe it was a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure, but I uh I just really don't mind things that, I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, $15 for each one is kind of steep. I get it. But also like the way video games are now and the how much everything costs and licensing and all these other things, like it's kind of expected. I mean, you look at Fortnite, and granted that's a free to play game, but a lot of their skins, like the licensed skins, are anywhere between 20 and $30 a pop. And nobody really complains about that, right? So uh I don't know.
Well,
That's
that, and I feel that with something like that, you know, no offense, it being a business, you don't need the turtle skin to play this game.
mhm,
You don't,
Exactly.
it's not like a, I'm sorry, it's not like they're locking something really important or vital to enjoying the game behind a paywall. Okay. So
mhm,
it's like any other thing. Like if you want to look pretty, you want to get your favorite character skin, then because it's a business, not a charity, as long as, their price falls within the general range of what is out there on average, like within the
mhm,
marketplace, so to speak, it's fine. And
mhm.
Hmm.
and I know it's like kind of an insensitive approach, and I'm speaking as someone who doesn't really buy skins because I don't know, I
Mhm.
don't want to waste my money, but
Yeah.
it's cosmetic. It's
Mhm.
if you don't like the price, don't buy it.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody like and again, like everybody complains, like nobody's buying every single game that comes out either. Like if you are, then you have a lot of
Mm.
money. Like
You
Or a
you read.
problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
like games are
Well,
expensive.
I'm
Like
sorry, I like to buy video games.
and like
I don't buy them all.
if you can't afford it, then don't complain. Like I don't know what to say. Like don't buy it. If you think it's too expensive, don't buy it. If you can't afford it, then you can't buy it. Like that's I don't know. I don't have a problem when things cost money. And I guess I'm just I don't know.
I
Uh, I,
like I like the way you said that. I don't have a problem when things cost money because I that's my philosophy too. I just never quite had the words to put it out there like that. I when things because here's the thing about it. Like if you want it bad enough, you're gonna get the money.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If it's necessary to you, you're going to get the money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
no,
Um
I personally feel it is a little too high, but I'm also remembering the days when skins were maybe like $5 at most.
mhm.
Thank you, Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Horse armor.
You know.
But
It's on sale right now.
mhm,
You know what though?
but
499 though. 499 per skin like that. That's an easy to swallow like pill. It is. It is. You know. I feel like 799. Per skin is probably right there at the limit. You know. I feel like that because like it all depends on like we know like Street Fighter is gonna have actual characters coming to it, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
like it's like the pricing for the skin is just for a skin is just wild,
Mm.
the $15 for skin is just wild, and I'm not and
it's
I'm
not
not
like you're
sure if
gonna
they're
get all four of them together either. Like it's you're one character, so
yeah.
you can only wear one skin.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing about it too, right?
Mhm.
Um, ultimately, like like what all is it? What all is it for? You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna give you any advantages. Well, then again, we know how the fighting game community is. They're gonna find ways to make those like the taunts or whatever like broken as hell and actually usable in the fighting game matches. So that's gonna be entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I just loaded up Fortnite to see what premium skins they had this month. Okay, so the Ninja bundle is back, and that's $20. Um,
And what do you get in the Ninja Bundle?
you get an emote.
Because I don't follow
You,
Fortnite at all.
you get an emote, his skin, and some swords that act as your pickaxe.
Huh.
Um, let's see. Oh, there's a WWE bundle in here. So okay, so it's the uh, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. I don't know. I don't know who these people are.
I heard if you take the John Cena skin, no one can see you anymore.
That's his emote though. Is this? And that bundle is $24, and you get 2 skins and an emote and some sort of pickaxe.
Uh-huh.
The generic sock monkey skin
Hmm.
is $12. It's just a sock
Why?
monkey. So
See, you brought it up in like the general topic. Like I'm more willing and eager to spend money on DLC or season pass or because it provides content. But when it's skin specifically, I'm like, gosh, it's just the
yeah,
way my character looks. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. All these the icon skins, which are just like the influencers that they put in the game. There's 7, 8 of them, and they're all anywhere between $20 and $30.
Wow. Okay.
Huh.
Well, sorry. So I don't know. And plus, like, again, like I said, coming from Destiny, where all the cosmetic armor sets that you can get, like the Ghost of Tsushima one they have in the game right now, is really awesome. But it's $20, and you only get the armor set. And then
Wow.
if you want to buy the Ghost and the ship and your Sparrow, like a Ghost is $8, the ships are $15, and like the Sparrow is $12. So like to get the whole set, you would be spending almost what, I didn't do the math, like $40. And I've done that for certain sets before. Not proud of it, but I did.
Hey, I have to think, but I know for sure there's been some stuff that I spent more money on in gaming than I really should have. There's things. I mean, shit. Like every now and then I get sucked down the well of freaking mobile games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And get racked up on some microtransactions and stuff like that. Everybody has a price.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people want the cosmetics. Some people want actual tangible things. Some people just want to pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I'm just of the impression if you can't afford it, then you can't buy it, and that's not my problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know it's going to offend a lot of people, but
Yeah.
not my problem.
Yeah. Corey in his hard to swallow pills.
That one's big. That one's rectal, actually.
Ooh. Don't forget to unwrap the tinfoil.
Suppository.
Don't forget
Goes
to
in
unwrap the
easier.
tinfoil.
No, I'll still save my money for games or for DLC that actually involves levels and expansions.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, expansions. Yes.
Yeah,
I
mean,
would pay $30 for an expansion, no questions.
yeah, I mean, like, look, for a game like Jedi Survivor, I'm not going to pay $10 for the ability to look like a fake Han Solo, right? Like, but somebody who's really into Star Wars might do that,
Mhm.
Whereas in a
Mhm.
game like Destiny, I'm willing to buy things because I'm super into that game, So
Right.
it also depends on like what you're into and how invested you are, and like is there an expansion coming out now? There's games out there that do give you free skins and free updates, like The Witcher 3 has been really good about giving you free stuff in the game, But also their expansions when they came out were like $25 and $30, and that game has also sold like 6 bajillion copies.
Those expansions were practically games themselves. I mean, it was crazy how much content those were.
Yeah. So, well, that was a good discussion.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else to say about that before we get out of here?
I said my piece.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Peace. And I'd like to say peace to all of you because we're going away. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening to the Boss Rush podcast. You can find it every Monday on podcast services. You can get it 3 days early on Patreon, along with extra goodies. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Boss Rush Network and whatever other social media platforms exist at this moment. Who knows? Could change. Nobody knows. Subscribe on YouTube. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.